Hey guys, one more vid for you today. This one more about the use of those exercises. And I would say this is a lesson that we get from yoga that we can take into any use of movement and exercise. And that's this truth about form and good form. And in my opinion, and especially in working with hundreds of people getting out of chronic pain, whether it's injury from an exercise or from something else, that if we don't find that we can have good form with an exercise, then we probably don't have any business doing it yet. And it's important to keep this in mind when we're approaching movement and exercises, in my opinion, in my experience. So while it might seem fun to just, for instance, try the tricky, hard poses of yoga, right, that we see on the fabulous social media, that might look glorious and graceful on some bodies, but truly most modern bodies are not ready to jump right into. So a lot of those poses, and even something like a downward dog, I would vote that a lot of us should not be doing because we do not have good form with it. So it doesn't mean that we can't ever do something like downward dog if that's the pose that may be challenging for us, but it is that we need to do the right exercises to get us ready to do that exercise with good form. So jumping in with this truth about form, especially if we want to stay well, stay out of injury, stay out of pain, stay out of limitation for a lifetime. This is especially where I feel like the yoga community is not helping when we post our pictures of the hard, fancy tricks, because for most of us, we may never be ready for that. So sure, it may be like a form of art that some bodies can do that, but truly the safest, smartest, best way to use these poses is to only do the exercises that we can have good form with, meaning we're not compensating, we're not missing pieces of the alignment, all the important elements to making sure an exercise is appropriate and actually helpful and effective, and we get the benefits that we want, instead of creating more problems and potentially more injury in the future. So good form is huge, and if we don't have it with an exercise, we probably shouldn't be doing it yet, but there are ways to get there. So hope that's helpful for you, and I'm here to help you get to those harder poses if you want, but we got to start with where you're at and not force you and your body into something you're not ready for, because in my opinion, that's actually just not yoga. So thanks for listening. A little more from the yoga front, y'all. Namaste.